Sukkah. I make it without anything. Just going in.
When you go to sleep at night, do you make Leishiva Sukkah to go to sleep?
Everything. When you just walk into the sukkah. When you just walk into the sukkah. All right. Rabbi Isai, today's Daf Lamed. We're starting from the bottom Daf Choftesum Beis. A tremendous Yeshua Koyach to our host and hostess, Reb Menachem Mat and his wife. Not only the expense, but the tremendous amount of work. The Rebbitzin herself, I know for a fact, she was working. She has a jewelry store shop here in the house. Whoever wants good jewelry. She worked all the way till 10 minutes before Shkia or Yontif. Vafal Pikain, they had the koyach to make this, put this thing together. It's a lot of work. There's a lot of homemade things. The kokosh, the granola, the chulu. Besides all the other, they have a new baby and they have other issues and things that's going on in their life. Bekitzer, a gross yishkoyach to the matas. And once we're here, we have to recognize Reb Menachem Mata. He steps in when needed. The other day, I came back from Yerushalayim. I was actually on time, but they thought I wasn't here, and he jumped in. It was 3 minutes. The Eke that in him said I wasn't on time. Today is a very, very special day. In addition to that, last year in this sukkah, Amen, Gary Ben Moshe joined our shir for the very first time.
Wait. Who's Gary?
Look at the number, the one balloon. You got it? It's his first year anniversary. If you're wondering what the balloon is, first year. He thought he's coming for a free breakfast. He didn't realize that he hasn't missed. Basically, you could count on one hand the days that he has missed since that very first day. He's been a tremendous addition to the shir. He puts in at least, I would say, a good half an hour a day.
Technical support.
What? On technical support. After the shir is over, he uploads, he downloads during the shir. So he's a very, very valuable part of the shir, and we're very, very happy to have him here. So happy anniversary, Gary. You should be Zoicha for many, many more years. Yeah, also because of him, there's an improvement in the charts and all these different things that he's helped me through the year. So Yeshua Koyach.
It's not an improvement, it's taking you less time to make
everything. It's helping my learning. It's the whole thing. It's Masuda now. We could find it. It's different tricks. The control. What's the best trick ever? Windows Control S. If anybody doesn't know this thing, you could grab anything from a screen. It's unbelievable. I'll go upon it. It's an amazing thing. Seriously.
Even from a video.
You can go on Google and look at any picture and just grab any part of the picture by pushing 3 buttons, and then you just print it as is. It's an amazing. It's not print screen. It's print any part of anything from online. You got to know this trick because it's a lifesaver.
What's Windows?
The button that has a Windows picture on it, Control and S, but you have to have a program for that behind. What's the name of the program behind?
Hacker.com.
It's part of Windows. I'll go part of it. Okay.
The program is hacker.com. That
Today
program.
they even have a better one. With this pen, you can actually pick exactly.
Gary's going to give us a technical share afterwards. Let's continue back there. We stopped right in the middle of the sugya. The reason why I did it is just to get Menachem Mata extremely mad. Zokta, the reason why I stopped in the middle of the line yesterday, stop to see you koch. And also because if Seltzer was here, Menachem Seltzer, I wouldn't have done it. Then I wouldn't have been amazed to do it. So we're holding that what's going on here. On the one hand, I like this setup, by the way. We should do this in the new base medrash. This is great. On the one hand, you have the food or the table? Everything, the table. On the one, I didn't taste the food yet. On the one hand, you have wood it seems like it's a fruit tree, and you can put it on the mizbeach. On the other hand, we say that there's a concept of Yishuv Eretz Yisrael. You can't just take fruit trees and knock them down. What's going to be with Eretz Yisrael? So the Gemara comes up with the teretz that some fruit trees don't have fruit. The Gemara, the bottom of Chavtes on the base. Is there such a thing of a fig tree that doesn't have fruit? There is such a thing. You want to build a house, you want good wood, you bring white figs, and you rub it with a string, with a rope that comes from a palm tree. And by that you remove all the seeds. And you bury the tree which is water from the sediments of the ocean, and koira avda, it can make you good lumber, peira loyavda, and it doesn't give you fruit. You plant it, plant it deep down where it gets good water, because now it doesn't have the protection. You already removed the bark of the tree, so it doesn't have protection. It can die. So you got to put it deep in the ground and give it good water. I'll give you unbelievable lumber, utlas brichim inayu, 3 pieces of this, 3 branches of this wood, lemachzikalu gamla. Oh, again we're with 3. Maybe 3 and 300 is guzmois. Don't know. Back upon him, 3 branches. A bridge can't even hold it. That's how hard and heavy this wood is. Says in the Mishnah, Sidus HaMa'arocha Gdoila, my taima. Why did they do it in a way that there was a window? So we had yesterday here. Show the picture again in case. The way they organized the wood, the logs, so they put 2 rows and they left an opening. Chazisa Mizracha, there's an opening, there's a window. Why? It gives opportunity for the wind to come in and reignite, the fire. And some say there's a little window, it's opening, you stick in the wood chips and you can light them up. The next line in our Mishnah that we learned 2 days ago, it says there's an opening between, maybe it was yesterday, between the logs. Why was there a opening? Menachem, Noam Shloss, the main part of the thing. A big video we need. He's a guy. He's the second in command Magid between me and Menachem Mata. It's a big sacrifice for him, because he promised his family he's going on a Chalamoy trip. I told him he can't go until he comes to the shir.
That's what happens when you're a board member.
Show him what?
That's what happens when you're a board member.
Yeah. Chutzpah. Zog the Gemara, that window wasn't for the wind. It seems like it was to ignite the chips. The window was one of many different breaks that they had in the logs. You can see in this picture, they weren't very close to each other, so you could stick it in here, you could stick it in there, you could stick it in the window, you could do whatever you want. We're going right to Mishnayis. Mishnah Aleph. The Memuna told them. Who's the Memuna? Machlokes here, Rishonim. Some say it's the Zgan HaKohen, some say it's a special, specific person that was in charge of the Goriolos. Boyu v'hofisu. As we mentioned yesterday, the first lottery was for the Trumas Hadeshen, the running up the Kevesh, and then they made a lottery. But then there was 4 other lotteries, it seems like. Or 1, we'll see. V'afisu, and they did a lottery. Mi ha-shoichet, who's going to shecht the Tamid? Mi ha-zoyrek, who's going to do zrika? Mi medashem mizbeach hapnimi, who is going to perform the cleaning out of the inner mizbeach haktoires? Mi medashem is ha-menorah, who's going to clean out the menorah? So I did this thing today. I hope it's right. It seems like there was 1 lottery. And wherever the lottery fell out, let's say the lottery fell out on this guy right over here. So he's number 1, and they go to the right of him. That's to the left of us, but the right of him. And the first guy was the shoichet, and automatically the second guy did the zrika, the third guy did the dishon mizbeach, the fourth guy did the dishon menorah, the 5th guy held the head and the right leg of the carbon, and then the 6th guy held the 2 hands, the 2 feet, and then you have the 7th guy that held the tail and the left leg, 8th guy held the chest and the throat, the neck, the 9th guy held the flanks, 10th guy held the innards, 11th guy held the flour, 12th guy held the chavitin of the Kohen Gadol, and the 13th guy held the yayin. So it went like this. So we didn't, according to this, there was only 1 goyal. Wherever it landed up, it just continued in to the right. Carried. In America, they also use the word held. They carried out a lottery. Oh, they held it in their hand. They held these things. There was a bunch of guys here. We'll see it in the Mishnah.
It means they carried them in their house.
They carried who?
The bits, whatever it was, they were carrying.
Yeah, they're carrying it. Yes, they carried. They don't have the word held in England? H-E-L-D? Holding. Okay, carrying.
Moving, holding is standing still.
Okay. These guys were standing still here, but afterwards they walked around. Yeah. They carried
They
it.
held it and then they carried it.
Correct. You first have to hold it, then you can carry it.
Beautiful. All right.
Somebody asked yesterday, I don't know, was it you? Why did they remove the hat?
You asked.
Somebody asked me and I said, yeah, I had the same question. But anyways, the best I could come up with is that they removed the hat so that if later on there's any questions,
said that.
yeah, but why?
I knew where it started.
Oh, so but why do you need to know where you start? You start and just continue in a circle. It starts by you. I just keep on going. If you lose count, if somebody argues and says no, we could barely. You know, like a lot of times you count stuff and
You skip some.
Happy anniversary to Gary. Happy anniversary to Gary.
Thank you for all your text support. Early moment.
Rabbi said, once Yeshua's here, get in here for a second. The amount of work that this guy does, it's only because he really cares. Early in the morning, running to get a balloon, getting a cake, doing spongia. Today, the Matis took care of most of the stuff. But yesterday, 7 hours. I counted 7 hours of work that he did in the sukkah before the Olam showed up. Menachem didn't make it to Shachris today. I don't know where he davened. Mistama, he's going to daven after. No, I know he davened Vasika. I'm kidding. But I was able to come to Shachris yesterday and just leave 2 minutes before the end because I had Yeshua. So anyways, Yeshkoyach.
I have an 8.
I know. By the way, it's also number one, it's a tremendous Kiddush Hashem that we're sitting here on Chol Hamoed when many families are going on trips and there's a lot of pressure from the families, but we gathered to learn Torah. It's a tremendous Kiddush Hashem. The other thing that I was very, very impressed by the Kamianskis, you see what an unbelievable family they have. All the kids were mishtativ. By me, whatever, it's a different story. But the matas, schlepping tables, chairs, such chashva bachram he has, it's unbelievable. You should see a lot of nachas from all your children, Be'ezer Hashem. All right, so we continue with the lottery. It says, Mi medashen es ha-menorah, mi male ivarim lakevesh. Who's going to bring up the ivarim on the ramp? Haroish v'haregel sheyimin. So there's a guy just for the roish. Ushtei yodayim, and there's another kohen that did the 2 yodayim. Hoiketz means the tail, v'haregel shall smile on the left foreleg. Hechozav ha'gera.
Hind leg.
Haregel, correct. The hind leg. Shkoyach. Hechozav yodayim is 4 legs. Hechozav ha'gera, the chest and the neck. Ushteit fonois and the 2 flanks. Hakrovayim is the 6th guy. Out of these, there's more. We had how many more? We had 10. There was 13 total. But this is from the carriers. Vasoilis and the flour, vachavitin and the minchas that the Kohen Gadol does every day. Vahayayin and the wine for the nesachim. Heifisu, and they did a lottery. Zacha misha zacha. Mishnah Beis. Omar lahen. Tzuru imigia zman hashchita. Go out and see if the time has come yet. Imigia haroy oimer barkoi. Yes, it's dawn. Masi ben Shmuel oimer. In the time of Masi ben Shmuel, he used to say, and according to the Farish, it's actually mechulik on the Tanakama. He would use a little bit of a different lashon. Hey, you're pnei kol hamizrach hachu b'chevron. Do you see that it's lit up? Yeah, l'chayra. For sure the Tamid and for sure the Trumas Hadeshen, obviously, and this also. V'oimer hein. So it's a different lashon, but the point is that it has to be light. Do you see the light? Yes. Omar lehen suveviu tole melishkas hatloim. Go get me a sheep from lishkas hatloim. Where's the lishkas hatloim? So if you look over here, this one has, in the Beis HaMikdash, which we discussed a lot, it's the chamber with the dome. It has the lishkas hatloim like it says in Midos. It's machlokes of Mishnayos. It seems like there's a sort of a contradiction here. We're talking that it's over there. It says tloim is in this corner, right over here. Over here it says it's in this corner. Safoin Mariv. So it would be in this corner, not like in my chart, because there's some sort of shaila here. The Gemara brings it up in Yuma. What's the pshat? Arba l'shachos hoyusham. There was 4 chambers in the Beis HaMikdash. Lishkas hatloim. That's where you get your sheep. V'achas lishkas achuisamos. Lishkas achuisamos is the cashier. You paid, and you get 1 of 4 receipts that tell you what kind of animal you bought. Either a goat, a ram, or for a nazir. You take that piece of paper and you go with it to the tloim, and they give you your animal. V'achas lishkas beis hamoiked. There's a fire there to warm up the kohanim went barefoot, so they warmed up their feet there. V'achas lishkas shoysim bo lechem aponim, and the family that did lechem aponim, they hung out over there. That's where they did it. Mishnah Dalet. Nichlesu lishkas hakelim. They went into lishkas hakelim. Not clear where that is exactly. Every day they used 93 kalim, golden and silver kalim. And this is the Mishnah that we brought down yesterday. Hishkus Tamid bekoishel zav. We had a machlokes whether it was literally because ein aniyas b'makam shirus, or maybe they used the copper kli. Even though this animal was already checked to see if it has a mum, they would still check it one more time to make sure that it didn't develop a mum since last time we checked it. Mishnah Vav.
Why would they do it by the light of the torches?
The same reason you do b'dikas chametz.
They were outside. It's light outside.
I know you got more the better light.
It wasn't so light.
First of all, who said they were outside? They were in the lishka. They were inside the chamber.
It was still Abodeh Shachar.
Yeah,
It wasn't late yet.
it's better to do with the light.
They're looking for mummy.
Yeah.
It wasn't late yet. There wasn't that much light. It was Abodeh Shachar still.
You hear yourself what's going on here? It wasn't so light yet, and even if it was, it's better to have a flashlight.
Did the Tamid at night?
It was still early before the sun came out completely. Misha Zachu b'dishum mizbeach hapnimi. The Bach is gores Misha Zachu because there's 2 different people that we're discussing here. The one that got to empty out the mizbeach hapnimi. I'll show you a picture from. It's really for a little later, but let's see if I can find it here.
Eli, where do you see the different missionaries? Where are you getting this?
There's a machlokes. It's Shaila in Yuma. The Gemara brings.
Where are you seeing Vav?
Is it Mishnah Hey?
Oh, in my Gemara, but in the Mishnayos it's like that. In Mishnayos Tamid it's like that.
Arthur Scroll didn't put it in.
It's fine. Here, to give you a little bit of to understand the size. This is the size of the mizbeach hapnimi. Unlike the mizbeach that we're used to, the chitzayin, this is a much smaller mizbeach, and this is the mizbeach of the Ketores. Here he is removing the ashes with his bare hands. This is not the Kohen Gadol. This is the Kohen that got the lottery. So it says like this. What?
It's already cold.
Yeah, cold ashes. I'm just saying with his bare hands, you don't wear gloves. It's a bizarre for Hegdish to. All right. What am I supposed to do with that info? All right. Zok the Mishnah. Hoyu magdim barbo kelim biyodam. So Mishnah Zoch b'dishim mizbeach hapenim b'dishim amenoyu hoyu magdim barbo kelim biyodam. They showed up with 4 vessels in their hands. Hatemi. This is a basket, like v'nosen hatene biyodecha. It's a basket. Here, you can see in this picture, the basket. He brought the basket. What did he do with the basket? The basket was to remove the ashes, put them in here. What else? We had a kuz. It's like a jug. It's wider on the bottom, narrow on the top. That's for oil. Ushnei maftechos, 2 keys. Hatani doimel tarkav. Tarkav is a lotion of trey kav. 2 plus 1, not 2 kav, but 2 plus 1 kav, which it contains, it can hold 3 kav. Shalzov. It's made out of gold. So if it's 3 kav, how do we get to 2.5? Because it was very thick. So it was only able to contain 2.5 kav. It was a jug made out of gold. One. So it goes like this. I have gewaltige pictures here in the. This is from the Mesivta. It goes like this, Rabbi side. This is the Heichel. This is the giant door. This is the Delas Hagadol. On the right side, on the tzafim part of the door, there's a smaller door, and on the left side, there's another small door. This is HaKadosh Baruch Hu's door. Nobody goes in and out through this door. HaKadosh Baruch Hu ba'atzma goes through here. So humans are not allowed to go through here. This door, we're going to blow it up. Thank you, Gary, for all the technical advice how to do that. It's blown up. If you look closely, there's a hole in the door, and the kohen sticks his hand until the Beis HaShechi, until here. He sticks his hand and comes around. It's a trick lock. You can't open it from the outside. You have to stick your hand in and around to get to it and unlock that small door. Valdik, no? Art school doesn't have it. You don't even have art school today.
What was the point of that?
People can't just get in. It's locked nicely.
Is it key?
There's a key. With a key, you come in and you go like this. It's trick. And one of them he just opens. You see over here, this guy just opens it quickly. It's at regular height. The lock is at regular height. He's opening up Kevon. He's opening up Beis HaShechi. Next Mishnah, Chayin. This is called Mishnah Zayin in Mishnayis Tamid.
They're opening two different things?
It's one kohen doing two different things. It's just showing you the two jobs of one kohen. It's not two people. He has, actually they had, it says that there's two kohanim here, but I think it's one kohen.
Do we know why this Gemara has Gemara and Mishnah, like meaning?
There's no Gemara here. It's Mishnah after Mishnah. Some did have Gemara, some didn't.
Beginning of the Gemara.
Yeah, because they just didn't make Gemara on it. There's no need for it. It's just very, very descriptive. There's nothing to say here. There's no limudim. It's just, this is what happened. We're gonna say Minad and Mili that he did a key. There's no such thing.
Any other Masechtas like this?
Yeah, we had before. We had in what's the Masech? Kinim was very much. Kinim was all Mishnayos, right? Yeah, I don't know. The Amoraim felt that they didn't have to write on this, and some they did feel whatever they felt. It's not like, yeah, I don't know if they lost it. Zog the Mishnah, Baloi le Pishposh Atzvoini. So again, going to this Pishposh is a small door, but Tzafoin is towards the Tzafoin. If you look over here, this is Tzafoin, right? Tzafoin, Doraim. And this is the Heichel door, so it's on this side. Shnei pishpishim hoyu le'leshara gadol. There were two doors. Achas batzavim, achas badorim. Shebadorim le'nichnas ba'odam. Nobody went in through that door. All of whom mefarish haydei Cheskel. It says in the pasuk vayomer Eli Hashem. Hashar is a sogur. It should be closed. Lo yiposech. It shouldn't be open. V'ish al yavai boy. And a person should not go through it. Ki Hashem alei Yisrael bavai. V'hoyu sogur. It can't get any more descriptive than this. HaKadosh Baruch Hu goes through this door. Do not go through it. Not alazam avteach. So he opened up the door. If you look closely over here and I have a blow up, these are toim. These are cells between the walls of the heichal. So he would go in there. What's going on here? Another great picture from the Mesivta. I just highlighted in a different color, but if you see here the blue, this is how the kohen is walking. He opens up the pishpish right over here. Goes into the ta. This is a ta. You see these lines? Each one is a ta. He goes in, opens up another door. Machlokes are showing him exactly where that door would be, and then he gets in and he's able to open.
The Gemara will be telling you where that door will be.
No, that's Machlokes are showing him. Okay. This right over here is the large door. This giant golden door right over here. That's what. So he makes his way through two doors. It comes from inside. and when you have a bariach inside, you can open it up from the inside. He gets to the giant door. Hevis haneger, he removes the lock. The poischos is lock. Neger, some bolt, and he's able to open it. There's no key. He just removes. You know those doors that have like a piece of metal on the inside. It goes from side to side. They have that in America a lot. Can't open. Whatever. He removes it. Fine, and that's that. He listened for that sound. You can imagine the screeching of that giant gate. When it opens, it made a tremendous noise. As we're going to see, the noise traveled 30 kilometers or more. So when you heard that noise, then you know you could shecht the Tamid. You don't shecht the Tamid until the Heichal is open. Says the Mishnah. The Mishnah brings down now 10 things that in Yerichoi that you were able to hear or smell. Yerichoi, it says from the Beis Hamikdash, Yerichoi was 10 parsois. I looked it up. Now if you do the math, 10 parsois comes out to like, I don't know, more like 30 miles today. How much is that in kilometers? I don't know. A lot of kilometers. 56 kilometers I think it is. Although on the map it says that Yericho is only like 25 kilometers. I don't know how to explain it exactly. 80,000 amma. If you just do the math, 80,000 amma times 2 ammas. No, it's 80,000 amma times 2 is in feet. Is 160,000 feet. 160,000 feet is like 30 miles.
Almost a foot and a half.
No, it's more. Depends how. What?
Almost a yard.
And in nowadays, Yericho, what we know of Yericho is only 25. I don't know. No. Every day. Twice a day. What? Not in Kodesh HaKadoshim. Heichal. This is the Heichal. This is where the menorah is. This is where all the stuff. This is where they do the Ketores every day. Yericho Yishoyim Kol Shar Godol Sheniftach. So the Rishonim are medayik that only in Yericho. You couldn't hear it in Bet Shemesh. You couldn't hear it 70. Even though we're only 17 miles away from Yerushalayim, you didn't hear it here. It's because there's mountains. Yericho either was a nace or because the Pidar Chateva was flat, but only in Yericho you heard it. What?
In the valley under Yerushalayim.
In the valley, okay. We're also in a valley, sort of, compared to Yerushalayim. Mi Yericho Yishoyim Kol Magrefa. There was an instrument called the Magrefa. They heard that as well. Miricha Yishavim called Ben Arza Makish Batziltzal. You heard a person by the name of Ben Arza taking the cymbals and banging them together. You know those metal things that drums have. You know those two things. Miricha Yishavim called Chalil. They heard the flute, which was very loud. They heard all the instruments as well. But the Chalil is that's the one that the Mishnah brings. Miricha Yishavim called Gvinei Karoiz. They would hear the Gvini was the name of a person that would scream out. And Rashi in Zvachim says he would scream, Imdu koyhanim labidaschem, leviim leduchnaschem, v'Yisraelim lemamadchem. That's what he'd scream out every morning. So it became known as the cruise of Gvini. We had it the other day, Muchni Lakiyar. He made some sort of pulley system. No children, I'm asking, no children, please. Oh, okay. The engine of the shir will make an exemption. Any kid that his first word is daf and his last word is daf and the only word is daf could come to the shir, could come to the breakfast. Fine.
Eli, you said that it's only Eureka. Why did only Eureka? Why not say
It was more of it because it was more of a nace kind of thing. To hear this 30 miles out, 25 kilometers out. Is someone nace, or like he said, it's in the valley, whatever it was.
not everyone as far as Eureka. So
There's also a tunnel that Tzidkiel made to run away. It went from the Beis Hamikdash to Yerushalayim. So some say that's where it came from Yerushalayim to Yericho. So some say that's how it traveled. Okay, it's hard to understand that. It travels in a underground in a small. I went in one of those tunnels. Trust me.
No,
I don't think you could.
Easy through that.
Really easy. 25 kilometers.
Nah, that's a bit too shit.
If you put your ear on it, you hear. Yeah.
Was more
Okay.
That's okay. No, because
I went in that tunnel. You couldn't hear people that were 2 feet behind you.
The other directions.
He Tainus, the world was more quiet at that time. He says.
By the way, one of those tunnels in the Ir David, you go, all of a sudden you have to make this left turn. because they didn't have lasers in those days, so they used to knock with their hammer and listen to each other, but they were off a little bit. So when they got to the mill, they realized they were way off, so they had to make a left turn, and then they met up. So the tunnel like that, how's it whatever, fine. That's what I'm saying. It's alpines. All right. The Levim used to sing every day by Nisuch Hayayin. If you notice, and somebody points it out, but it's obvious, I noticed it myself as well, it says Kol HaShoifar. It says Hoya Shomeya. A single person would hear it. And all the other things that it says, Hoyu Shoimim. Everybody could say their own pshat. Maybe shofar is for an individual to be mechazik yourself. I don't know the pshat. This was on Yom Kippur. On Yom Kippur, when he said the Shem Hanoira, the Shem Hashem, then you were able to hear. Why other things not? I don't know. The smell would go all the way to Yericho from the Ketores. There was a place called Ora Michvar. My father had goats. They would sneeze. Mishnaches. Mi shezocha batamid, the kohen that was zoicha in the lottery to do the shchita, moishchoy b'hoylach b'bayis, he would schlep it, he was still alive, he would drag it. Bebeis HaMitbochaim. U'mishezochu be'ivarim, and those who were zoicha to hold the limbs of the animal, holchem imo, you needed more kohanim to hold down an animal during shchita. What's the Beis HaMitbochaim? It's not an actual house. It's open to the Beis HaMikdash, to the Azara. This is Beis HaMitbochaim. This area north of the Mizbeach. As you see, the hooks and everything. And we're going to go to describe it a little bit more now. This is the Beis HaMitbochaim. They would schlep it from over here, where the red arrow is, towards the Beis HaMitbochaim. Mizbeach is north of the Mizbeach. We have a beautiful picture from the Mesifta. We need to get hooks. Those of you who were by the live shchita from Rabbi Ben David, the Mechaber of Sichas Chulin, he did a shchita for our shir. He took the sheep and he shechted it, and then he took it and he hung it on a hook in order to remove all the skin. They had such hooks. Now, how do you take a hook that's 3 tefachim deep, 2 tefachim of a screw device, and 1 tefach of a hook? How do you screw it into marble? How do you anchor it into marble? You can't. So you need wood. But we have a problem because we learned yesterday, and it says in the pasuk, Kol Asherah, Kol Eitz, you can't put wood in the Azara. The answer is, we do a combination. You do a marble bottom, and on top of the marble bottom, you put wood, and on the wood, you could screw it in. So therefore, we have nanosim, these midget, what's the proper word today? Dwarf pillars. Dwarf pillars. Yeah.
Vertically challenged.
Vertically challenged pillars. Thank you. Vertically challenged pillars, and on top of that, we put a piece of wood. And on the piece of wood, there's 3 hooks. Why 3 hooks? Different size animals need different. The longer they are, the higher they go up on the hook. Shmoina amudim nanosim, vertically challenged. Urevoim shalerez, and there was cedar al gabeim. Vunkloi shel barzel, and there were hooks. Hoyu kvuim behem. Ushloishas dorim kol echad echad, and each one had 3. Shubem toiler mavshidim v'ashulchon shel shayis b'shebein amudim. Shaila exactly where the shayish was, but in this picture you see tables of marble that you could use afterwards for your butchering. Last Mishnah for today, Mishnah Tes. Misha zocha b'dishum mizbeach hapnimi, that the person who did the dishum mizbeach hapnimi, where was he? This guy right over here who cleaned out the inner mizbeach. Nichnas v'notal as ateni v'nichol lefanov. He took this basket and put it in front of him. And with his hands, with his bare hands, covered, you touch, just like we said a few weeks ago, you touch the blood of Kachim, and whoever wears a glove, so he takes the dirty black ashes, and with his hand he puts it in the basket. And once there's almost nothing left, he would sweep the rest into his basket, v'nichoy, and he would take the basket and leave it right there. V'yotza, and he would leave. Why? Because, as the Mishnah continues, there's his counterpart, his kohen, the other kohen that cleans out the menorah, they need to go out together. So he does his avodah, then the menorah guy does his thing, and then they go together. Once this guy finished his job with the Ketores, with the small Mizbeach Hazov, then he starts with the menorah. Sometimes there was a nace, and it's called Ner Ma'aravi, would be lit. In the times of Shimon HaTzadik, for 40 years, that's how it went. Sometimes you would find it even afterwards. Where's my thing? The Machlokes in the Gemara, what position, we had a whole elaborate thing, but anyways, we're going according to Mandoma that says that the candles went this way, the menorah went in this direction. So you have Ma'ariv and Mizrach. The candles are actually in the Mizrach. It's called Ner Ma'aravi because it's the second one in. So it's the Ma'aravi. So he removes all the ashes from the other ones. You leave them lit. If everything was burnt out. So you clean it out, you light it up. So basically there's two steps here. There's total of 7 candles. They cleaned out 5 and they cleaned out 2. And they had to do a different avodah in between the 2. So they would either do the Ketores according to some Amrim, or they did the Tamid, but it was 2 different times. And there was a little step stool, because the menorah was 3 amos high, approximately, let's say, 6 feet tall. So in order for you to go up on top of 6 feet and clean stuff out and see what's going on inside, you needed a stool. He would stand on it, and he would take care of the wicks, and he would leave that jug that we discussed all the way in the beginning on the second step, v'yotza, and he walks out. Agutin moyed. Enjoy the rest of your meal. Is anybody eating now? Okay.